Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Prissy Solo and welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, you are my favorite person on the whole wide world. Okay, so before we get started, I need y'all to go ahead and subscribe to me because it's what? F-R-E-E, that's right, okay. Listen, I have the same outfit on from another story time. That's because your girl is working. I told y'all in the last one I was going to try to get 2 videos out. I am talking kind of fast because I don't have a lot of time. But I'm going to try to tell as much as I can of the story because your girl's grinding. Okay, I'm trying to get this content out for y'all. If it work out, perfect. If it don't, then I got something else that I'm going to have to do. But we'll see. If y'all see this video, then that means it worked out. So thumbs up the video, help with the algorithm. Also, be sure to subscribe because I am on the road to 5,000 subscribers and I cannot get there without y'all support. Now listen, as I was thinking about my last story time about my roommate being Delulu, well, that's not what it's called. It was called Why I Would Never Live With Another Woman Again, but obviously that means roommate. But as I was thinking about the details of that story, I started to think about somebody else in my life that was Delulu. And it's crazy because I like to watch other black YouTubers. One in particular that I love to watch is Rod. And Rod was saying in one story time how a lot of people from his past that like dogged him out and was like made fun of him when he was younger like to come around now and be like, you know, hey, I see what you're doing, or, you know, like basically trying to give him his props and stuff because they're trying to dick ride because they see how he's doing well now. I actually get the opposite. I actually get people that try to come back from my past because they want to ensure or try to like touch bases so that I don't tell story times that involve them. But it's not gonna work. Like it's not gonna work. If I'm exposing myself, like I have a whole plethora of videos where I am not shown in the best light of me making dumb ass decisions. Y'all gonna get y'all's too. And I'll tell y'all, let me tell you something. Nobody watches my page harder than somebody that's done me wrong. People, when they scam me, y'all, when I get scammed, and just different things, bad service or different things, I kid y'all not, I see them all in my views. They just be watching because they just like are so nervous of like, is she gonna make a story time about me? I'm just backed up right now, so this one takes place quite a bit ago. But the reason why this is in my forefront is because this person was already gonna make it to the channel, but on 2 occasions over the course of this time, like let's say 4 or 5 years, they have reached out to me twice. The first time they were just trying like talking about it's always after I make a video and they reach out to me and they either want to try to like link up or like discuss my videos. And at one time they had even made a comment about like, oh, you're just gonna like you're not gonna tell everything, or you're not gonna share everything. Oh, I am. Because they were concerned. And then this last recently time I had made a video and they reached out to me and just like try to pick up and talk to me as if like we've been in contact. And I don't like that. I don't like when people from my past reach out to me because I made a lot of dumb decisions in my past. I have tolerated a lot of bullshit in my past, and I'm on a whole new wavelength. Like I'm on listen, I have had a rebirth, okay? So it kind of annoys me that you like still think that you can have access to me, especially like if it's a man, like in a romantic way or anything like that, somebody from my past, because no, I'm vibrating high. I got a fiance, you know that, and it's just like, go away, Roger, go home, Roger. You know, I be feeling like that. So enough of that rant. This brings me to a story about an old sugar daddy of mine. We can call him Sugar Daddy, but I feel like I want to give him the name Mickey, like Mickey Mouse, because where I'm from, like I say Mickey like to describe somebody that acts like somebody that's just like crazy or like delusional or just, you know what I'm saying, like you Mickey. So his name is going to be Mickey. Now, Mickey and I met when I used to be a dancer. Now, that is one of my first story times ever. I think I ever told on my channel was how I used to be a stripper. way back when, child, way back when. And so go ahead and go check out that video if you care, but you don't have to watch this story time. Listen, so I met Mickey when I used to dance in the club for dollars, and Mickey was like old enough to be like my father's age, and which is, you know, not a big deal at that time, because it was like what most people would say, fair exchange ain't robbery. So he was interested in me because I'm young, I'm fine, I'm a good time, I'm fun, and I was interested in him because he's more established financially, and our relationship became one of like a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship. So outside of the club, I began to date him. We had gone on out to eat. We used to hang out. We would go and like he'll go take me to get my nails done. It got to a point, he'll take me to go shopping. It got to a point where I would go with him to work. We would hang out. We used to like spend time together. We used to enjoy each other's company. Now, as you can imagine, Mickey would, you know, kind of like get on my nerves because there is an age difference. And sometimes I did find him to be very like, you know, like needy. If you watch any of my videos, you know that I am not one for the coddling nobody, the codependency of anybody. So, and I love my personal space. So let's say I spend time with you Saturday to Thursday. Come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't want to see you. Don't talk to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So at one point, we in progression of us talking and stuff, we began to like, let's say there was a week that we hung out, like I said, Saturday to Thursday, right? We're hanging out every day. He's coming picking me up. We're doing this, we're doing that. We're always constantly doing something. Now, Mickey, like I said, was old enough to be my father, and I was a stripper. So it was known that I was dating other people. I am a dancer, so I meet guys on a daily basis. And I, in particular, at this time, had met who y'all now know to be my man. But at this time, he wasn't like my man. But I had liked him. And he was closer to my age group. So we didn't have the same dynamic as Mickey and me. You know, I liked him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to pay me for my time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different dynamic. Now, what I did not like about Mickey, and I'm going to have other stories about this, was that, like, and this is actually the story of this, of I felt like what's understood don't need to be explained, but I always been a straight shooter. I've always kept it real, even when it was ugly to do so. So, like I said, he knew that I had dated. I had a friend, you know, somebody else that I would talk to and whatnot, and that we were not exclusive. I would never have been exclusive with him because of such the big, huge age gap. And it just wasn't the dynamic of our relationship. We met on the dynamic of, we basically had fair exchange of, you know, the sugar baby, sugar daddy dynamic. And it worked out for us, and it was fine, and it was cool until I noticed that Mickey wanted more. And Mickey would kind of like, do things that I didn't feel like was appropriate, especially for, like I said, a man of his age and my age. Like I said, we're gonna get into more stories of different details, but I will say, like, at this time, he had me meet his like kids. I remember one time we were hanging out, and then his daughter needed something at like a tire shop, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll come." He's like, "Oh, can you ride with me to go drop off this to my child?" And I go, and I'm trying to stay in the car, and he want me to come out and meet her, and I'm like, she's younger than me, or we're the same age. To me, I feel like that was inappropriate. It's like, we not riding like that. Like, we not on that type of time. And he would do that like with friends of his, and like, or even just like in my settings, I would want to go out of town to go back home to my hometown and go hang out with my friends, and he would want to come with me, and be like around my friends and me and stuff like that. And I didn't feel like that. I didn't like that. It was, it was, like I said, very like kind of smothering. I'm very big on my own personal space. I'm doing my own thing. Me and you we could do each other. We could do our thing, but I'm also have a life outside of you. And so that's just what it is, especially at this age, y'all. So, I had vocalized that, you know what I'm saying, like we're not going or taking it there. And I have other, you know, prospect, another boo. But we never really got into the details of that, because why would we get into the details of somebody else that I'm dating? So we left it at that, and we would just enjoy each other's company. Like I said, very smothering sometimes, very insecure sometimes and different things. But overall, what I got from the relationship was beneficial and whatnot. And I'm assuming it was beneficial for him as well. So fast forward. Mickey was a divorcee, a father of a few, and a grandfather, and my family knew of him. My friend knew of him, and yeah, it was just like, you know, he was around because, like, you know, sometimes like I would need my family to babysit while me and him went on a date, or like you know, he was just around and stuff like that. But it wasn't, he would kind of push on trying to meet my family. It wasn't me trying to introduce you to my family, because we're not like that. It's not giving that. But like I said, very kind of like intrusive and stuff like that, like clinky, whatever. So one time we had kicked it, like I said, from Saturday to like Thursday. Come Thursday, I had told him that, hey, cause let's say like we hung out all last weekend. So I'm like, I could tell that like he had brought up some like expectation of thinking like we're gonna hang out that weekend. Like brought up, let's say like he brought up like some plans for us to go to the club or a bar or something like that. And I'm just like, oh no, I actually have plans with my homegirl. Like she's having a party, and I'm gonna go hang out with her this weekend. Like, so I can't this weekend. Now listen, that was a lie. I did tell a lie. And I know some of y'all thinking like, well, why lie if, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't given that, and that's not what y'all was on, like, you know. And you're absolutely right. I had no reason to lie, but I did find it awkward to kind of tell my sugar daddy, a guy I'm, you know, dating, that like, hey, I don't want to hang out with you because I want to hang out with my somebody else I'm interested in. Like, I want to go hang out with my boo, like my friend, or whatever the case may be. I didn't feel like that was necessary to say and whatnot, so I decided to kind of like soften the blow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna fuck up my dough. So I'm just like, I just felt like, you know, like I'm just gonna tell him that, thinking that I think honestly, I felt like he should have known that, like I wanted to do something differently, but I didn't think it was a big deal that I told a fib, because like I said, we not like that. It's not giving that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I have somebody else that I'm talking to. But I did tell a lie. I said I was going to a friend. And honestly, this was my friend's, like the guy, another guy I was talking to, sister's birthday party. So he says, okay, cool, whatever the case may be. I remember that day I was getting ready, getting cute to go to this party, and for my boo to come pick me up. And I'm getting texts from Mickey, and Mickey's like, oh, hey, your thing is today. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, send me a picture. I want to see what you're looking like, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I will when I'm done. I finished getting ready. I sent him a picture. He's like, oh, you look nice, blah, blah, blah. I get a knock at the door. It's my friend, my boo. He comes, his cousin's there. And basically they're coming to pick me up to come take me to go. So he comes inside for a moment, and we walk out and we get in the car. Now, when we get in the car, I had brought my son, and at this time I'm a single mom, and so it's my friend, my boo, his cousin's driving, and me and my son get in the back seat together. And we pull off, and I get a text from Mickey, and Mickey, oh, let me rewind. I'm jumping the gun. So a little bit more about our dynamic. So at one point of us dating, I had a birthday, and during my birthday, he had asked me what I wanted, and I had wanted this brand new phone that had came out. He agreed and took me to Best Buy to go get this phone. When we got the phone, I guess he didn't pay for it in full, so I guess it was some type of like special to where he could like implement me on his phone plan and like pay off the phone through the phone plan. Now, I did not want to be on his phone plan because I had my own phone number that I had for a long time, which was a big deal for me at this time, because y'all gotta understand that prior to this, y'all, your girl was unstable as far as like financially. So I used to always have like different phones, different phone numbers. So at this time, I had this phone number for years. I was acclimated with this phone. I had like, you know, like it on resumes. I had it because even though I was a dancer, I was still looking for employment. I had it like just with everything that was important, my family. I had this phone number for years. But the way it was presented to me was that it was best for me to get on this plan to have this phone, which should have been a red flag. But because I wanted the cell phone, the gift, I was fine. Now, I was responsible for paying my own phone bill. Sometimes he would pay it, but I was responsible he was just paying off the phone. So I still have my own phone number, and I will go and pay my own bill separately. It was now with Verizon. Okay. So he's texting me, and he said something along the lines of like, wow, that sure doesn't look like a girlfriend, like something like that, and whatever. And I'm kind of like, said question marks, like, huh? And he's like, I would never have you get in the back seat. Wow, this is what you do to me, or something along those lines. And I'm just like, now I'm like looking around. I'm like, is this motherfucker watching me? Like, where is he at? I'm trying to find like, where is he at that he sees me? Because he sees me because he's talking about where I done sat at in the car. I'm like, oh hell no. So I'm like panicking because I'm just like, that's weird. You were texting me just like a couple of minutes ago, asking me like, what am I wearing? I sent you a picture just for you to have been outside my house this whole time, staking out. Like, why are you outside my house? To me, that was like, that was what blew my mind the most, because I felt like I always spend time with you. I gave you this whole damn near this whole week. The one weekend that I tell you, oh hey, I got other plans, you follow me, you stalk me to find out what I'm doing. It don't matter to me. I feel like it doesn't matter if I lied about who I'm going with. Just know I'm not kicking it with you. I told you that I can't hang out with you. And you know that we're not in a committed relationship. So there's no reason, lie or not. Even if you felt in your bones, to me, I felt like even if you felt in your bones, she going with a man. That's not your place to check me. That's not your place to follow me. We're not in a committed relationship. So back to the present. So he's like, you told me that don't look like no female friend and blah, blah, blah. So he's texting me all this crazy stuff. And like I said, I'm panicking. I'm looking around. I'm just like, I don't see his car anywhere. So we end up stopping at the liquor store, and they go inside, and I text him back, and I'm just like, I don't remember what I said. I probably cussed him out, or, you know what I'm saying, asked him where he's at or why. I don't know. So at one point he's like, give me the address to the party. Let me come too. Like, I want to come too. Come where? Listen, at this point, I felt like, you know what? As much as I was upset and I was afraid, that I felt like that made it turn into anger. Because what level of delusional can you be to where you think now, you see now that I'm with the male? Okay, this is what he said prior to that. He said that like, oh, he looks a lot younger. When you said that you had another friend, another guy friend, like another guy you were talking to, I assumed like he was the same age as me. I guess he was very intimidated that my friend, was younger. Now, he's older than me, but he's not as old as Mickey is. So, you know, he's in shape. He's ripped up. And I guess that intimidated Mickey because, like I told you guys, Mickey was very insecure. And so I guess that, like, that kind of, like, struck a nerve that, like, he's some, like, ripped up dude. And he thought I was, like, I guess it would have been okay had it had been another, like, sugar daddy. But because I guess he's paying for the sugar, and now I'm with a guy around my age that I might like just for who he is and not what he could necessarily do for me, I guess that was an issue, right? So he says that, and then he says, and at this time my boo is in the store. So I'm like looking around and stuff like that. Also, let's be clear, my boo also knew what I did for a living, and he also was aware that I had like a sugar daddy or whatever like that. We were not in a serious committed relationship. We were working towards getting to know each other and, you know what I'm saying, So when he comes back to the store, I'm conflicted on whether or not I should tell him, because for one, I like this guy and I don't want to like run him off, like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't want him to be in a situation to get harmed or something like that. So I'm like, I feel like I have to say something, because Mickey is asking for the address to the house party. And I know for a fact that if Mickey pulls up to this house party, it's not going to, I know Mickey used to carry, but I knew for a fact that regardless of what you have on you, you have one. You are one person. You come up to this damn home, it's going to be real bad for you. Like, it's going to be chaos. It's not going to, I'm like, so I say to Mickey, like, no, like, why would I invite you? You're not invited. You're not invited. And if your dumbass pulls up here and comes here, you're going to get whatever happens to you. At this point, I didn't care about the money. Fuck it. I don't care, because you're Delulu. You're Delulu. You're Delulu. You're Delulu. You know I talked to somebody else. So regardless, I don't care what I told you. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. But you are twice my age. Twice my age. You know what we doing here. You know what this dynamic of this relationship is. So for you to start acting like, for me to keep it real with you, granted, I lied, like I said, about who I was going to the party with. But I keep it real with you as far as the circumstances, and you still want to act crazy? You still want to act like, what? That pissed me off. So I tell him, like, okay, and if you do, blah, blah, blah. So when we get to the house party, I tell my boo, my friend, I tell him, I say, look, and y'all, this was so nerve-wracking. It was so nerve-wracking. I'm like, look, Mickey, Sugar Daddy, he texts me. He's saying, like, I think he's following us. And when I tell him, I put him up on Game On, what's going on. And as y'all can imagine, he was upset. And I don't know if he was upset with me, if he was upset with him, or both of us. I'm pretty sure it was probably both of us. And he's just basically like, okay, if that motherfucker, if he comes, if he's here around in the vicinity, you already know what time it is. And I'm like, that I do. That I do. And I warned him. So, after I said that to Mickey, or whatever the case may be, Mickey starts texting me, and I don't see him around. He does not end up pulling up. He does not come around. Okay, so that's the end of that. I go on to enjoy the rest of my night with my friend, my boo, and we actually end up going back to my house. I think he might have even stayed the night that night. Everything was well. The end of that. Now, I go ghost on Mickey, because I'm infuriated. I tell my family, and my boo tells his family, because we all lived in the vicinity within each other. So this had ultimately altered everything for me, y'all. When that man violated my, I don't even know what it is, my privacy, my space, it did something, y'all. I was so paranoid after that. I was not the same. I was like, every time I left my house, every time that I would go check my mail, anytime, I always was so paranoid that I was being watched all the time. Like, I was never the same after that. It just really, really changed the dynamics to where I didn't even feel comfortable talking to him or being around him or whatever. So I went on to not speak to him. But like I said, within the next few days, and this is why it compelled me to tell my family what he did. And if this ever happens to you, if you're ever in a situation where somebody is stalking you, make everybody around you aware, publicly blast them. Because fortunately for me, it was more of a jealous, insecure type of thing. Delulu type of thing. It wasn't like a harm me type of thing, but it could have been. And that's what I was fearful of. And like I said, it changed my whole dynamic of my home. I no longer felt safe at my own home. He had violated and took something away from me, because all I could think about was, where was he? Is he still, would he do it again? You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that I was being watched and did not know it, really bothered me. And I told my family, and my boo told his family, and like I said, we're living in proximity. And once they found out, I feel like it opened up a level of sensitivity for them too, because after that, my boo's family would tell him, oh yeah, I see somebody down the street, and they was you know, like peeking through around the bushes down the street. I'm not sure he was a black guy, or what's this around this age. Like, my mother, I would say, and she would come and say like little speculations of, oh, this like different things that they would, like, honestly, I don't know if they were telling the truth or not, or if they were just so, I don't think they were lying, but I think it raised the level of awareness, hyper awareness for them, to where even everybody, because they don't know who they're looking for either. Well, my family does, but his family does it. And so it's like, it raised the level of hyper awareness to where it's like, you know, they're kind of like on guard and like watching my back. They would come around, they would drive around, they would pop up, they would, and my family too. And I think it just kind of put everybody on hyper awareness, to where they were even actually making me even more paranoid, because they would tell me things like that. So once that happened, I decided to confront Mickey. Now, Mickey at this time had been texting me, calling me. At one point, he even sent flowers to my job apologizing, which pissed me off, because you don't get it. You still don't get it. The fact that you are even, I never gave you my address to where I worked. I think he knew where I worked at from, like, let's say, like bringing me food or bringing me something like that. So I guess in a sense I have given him my address. But it's like, that's again violating my space. I'm not speaking to you. I'm not talking to you. So because I'm ignoring you, you send like I'm getting, like, I come in and my boss is like, oh, a guy came and brought this for you. It's like, why are you coming to my job? Do you not understand? Like, so I'm pissed, and I had confronted him. This is actually what made me reach out. I come to work one day and I have a bouquet of flowers, and he's like, when I confront him, he's like, oh, that was before. I'm just like, what don't you get? Like, why would you again come someplace where you're not invited? What do you not, what's not clicking? So he's like, oh, that was before. I did that prior to. I had already had that arranged. I'm like, you're a liar. The card says, I'm sorry. Like, what would you have been apologizing for prior? You know what I'm saying? So, again, I get to a point where basically, hey, I accept apologies in cash. That was arranged to where I got my apology in cash. And I tried to move on from the situation. I did. I tried to move on. But I tell y'all, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this before, and comment down below if you ever experienced this before. But it took away my safety, my sense of safety, I should say. Not my safety, but my sense of safety, y'all. So even though it's like, okay, you apologize, you say why you did it, why you do it. And his explanation for why he did it was that he knew that it didn't sound right. I don't have, none of my friends lived in the area. I never hung out with any of my friends prior, so he didn't think so. He wanted to, you know, see who it was I was really hanging out with, because he just didn't believe that it was a girlfriend. And I'm just like, okay, but that wasn't, and I explained everything I told y'all, that wasn't your place to do that, because you already knew what the deal was. So, oh, but you lied. Okay, I did. But you already knew what the deal was. So regardless if you felt in your head or not, okay, she's lying, what you want, to me, and I told him this, you wanted to see what your competition looked like. You wanted to see, that's what that was. And if you was going to do that, you should have kept it to yourself. You come off as cuckoo over here texting me and stuff like that and asking to be invited someplace that you weren't weren't invited to. So anyways, so fast forward, I get, you know, my reparation, my retribution payment, whatever the case may be. and I try to get past it. But like I said, it's just not the same. So one point, I have a family friend or somebody say that they see something suspicious. And I confront him. I call him and I'm like, look. And I think I used to say that he was weird, and it used to trigger him. I'd be like, oh, you're a stalker, or I say you're weird. And then he would go off. So he was very apologetic, but the minute I say like, you're weird for that, or that was a stalker, this and that, he would like be so upset or whatever like that. That was like a trigger for him. I don't know if he's been called that before in the past. I don't know if just being called out on his shit was just too much, but whatever the case may be. So one time I call and I'm like, hey, my family is saying that blah, blah, blah. They seen somebody that, you know, resembles you, peeking around here, blah, 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 whatever. And he goes, I told you already I would never do that. I told you why I did that. The only reason why I did that is because I was suspicious of what you told me wasn't the truth. And basically, I can't take this anymore. I can't, if you don't, whatever, try to like flip-flop it on me. If you don't trust me and I told you that I would never do that, then there's nothing to talk about. And he gets upset and he hangs up the phone. He hangs up the phone on me. Y'all, he hangs up the phone and I don't go call him back right away. If at all. I don't even know if the next call that I try to make was even him. So he hangs up and I'm just like, okay, good riddance. Goodbye. Bye. Stalker. I don't care. So, y'all, let's say 5 minutes go by, 3 minutes go by. I go make a phone call. Like I said, I don't know if I was trying to call him back or make a new call. Why my line suspended? This Negro suspended my line. And I was pissed because, like I told y'all before, I paid my own phone bill. I paid my own bill. I was on your plan because you bought my phone, but I paid my own bill. So how you gonna suspend? If anything, you was better off just asking me for the phone back. I would have gave you your phone back. How you gonna turn my phone off and I pay the bill? Because I'm confronting you. Or, you know what I'm saying, bringing up some past shit that you did. You did it. That's on you. So, as y'all can imagine, because he turned off my phone, oh, I have nothing to, I'm not trying to get in contact with you anymore. I let him know. I think one time I let him know, you know, basically like, you're dead ass wrong for turning off my phone because I pay my own phone bill. And you could have asked me for your phone back. And, oh, I did it because, you know, you kept accusing me and I didn't do it and it's just hurtful, that whatever. Goodbye. So I go to Verizon. And when I go to Verizon, I'm like, hey, I would like to cut on my phone, like turn my phone on. And they're like, oh, you need permission or something like that. Basically, I had to go through Mickey. Mickey had to do it. And I'm like, this is my phone. I've paid the phone on my own. They're like, yeah, we understand that, but you're on his account. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to have my own account then. Like, I'll just get my own account. And they're like, oh, to break this, to get off of this, you will have to, like, off of his plan, you will have to pay $300 and something. And I'm like, $300 something? They're like, yeah, to keep your phone number, because I wanted to keep my phone number and I wanted to just move on to my own separate stuff outside of him. And they're like, you have to pay $300 something to get out of this plan. And I'm like, what plan? And they're like, yeah, like his plan, like you will have to. And I'm like, I'm not calling him, and I don't feel like I should have to pay $300 something for my phone number, to keep my phone number. I've had this phone number for X amount of years. So I was pissed. Y'all, Verizon would not allow me to keep my phone number that I came into their plan with. Y'all. So I had to get a whole new everything. I kept the phone, but I had to go get a whole new service. I had to go get a new line, a whole new phone number. So when I got a new phone number, y'all, I call Mickey blocked, and I go off on Mickey, and he's trying to be apologetic, and he's like trying to, like, you know, wants my phone number. No, you cannot have my phone number. So I went on to talk to Mickey here and there, but I will call him blocked for a while, because I'm just like, you can't have my number. You can't have my number. You want to cut off my phone? You can't have my number. And that wraps up this story time. Tell me what y'all think below. Was I wrong about lying and saying that I was going to a girlfriend's birthday party? Or was Mickey wrong for laying outside my house because I told him that I couldn't hang out with him for the weekend? Y'all let me know if y'all ever been in a situation like this ever before. If you ever had a sugar daddy, sugar baby dynamic. And don't forget, you guys, to hit that thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the story time. If you guys want more story times about Mickey and whatever the case may be, make sure y'all let me know that y'all want some story times in the comments, and subscribe, y'all. I am on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without y'all help. So until next time, later.